What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Hero Zero here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Shaun, and joining me over the internet is my partner in crime, Mr. Conor Lawler.
Yay! I am a tired boy.
You are so tired, you fell asleep so early. Oh no, late, that's how that works.
Yeah, you know when you just have one of those nights where you just don't sleep and then you have to wake up and record a podcast? I'm just like you normal folks.
Yeah, look, we've all been there.
We've all been in that very specific thing. Shaun, it is your week, thankfully, so you will have to do most of the work. So, I mean, week off.
Week off for you, week on for me, as always.
Oh, yes, but, as always.
You were saying there it was one of those nights when you just don't sleep.
Yeah, there was a moon.
There was a moon out that night. A moony night, if you will.
If you were to... No, I don't think I would have said that now. That's a bit of a stretch.
Would you not put those two words together, no?
I wouldn't put those two words together. What are you trying to segue towards?
Oh, I'm segueing into the fact that this week's report is on Moon Night.
Oh, this is awkward. All right.
Look, you've scuppered my entire plans.
So Moon Knight is someone we covered on Monday's show, and they're doing
a little rundown of him.
Yeah, briefly. They're doing a Disney Plus show on this character, so that's what put it into your head. And now we're going to let the people know, because I think the other two were Miss Marvel and She-Hulk, so they're probably more well known, whereas Moon Knight is kind of the most under the radar character of the planned Phase 4 series. Yeah,
I think conversely, when it was announced that they were doing a Moon Knight series, the universal response was, "Who the fuck?"
Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a little report on Moon Knight.
Yeah.
So Moon Knight is also known as Mark Spector, and he was born in the United States.
I already made a joke on Monday about his first name being Casino Royale. We're just going to move on from there.
That's fair. You've reused your one joke, and you use it very early in the report, I'm going to be honest.
I'm a tired boy. Leave me alone.
So Mark was the son of a rabbi who, as a child, had escaped Nazi prosecution after Hitler invaded Czechoslovakia. That's a backstory.
I mean, if there was ever a heroic backstory, that's pretty heroic.
Yeah, escaping from Nazis. You're doing well.
That's step one.
That's step one to becoming Moon Knight.
Yeah.
So Mark grew up on the poor side of Chicago, where his father was the target of discrimination. He couldn't understand why his father would never fight back against the bullies and persecution. During the last years of his childhood, Mark discovered that a close friend of the family, Rabbi Yitz Perlman, was in reality a Nazi deserter and a serial killer of Jews. So kind of.
Of course. Fucking hell. That is a big step. That's pretty step 1 to 100 real fucking quick.
Yeah, and so this was the first time that Mark's fighting instinct ever kicked in. And he fought off Perlman to escape his grasp. But Perlman later disappeared without a trace.
I bet we won't see him again. I don't think he'll come up.
No, I think he'll go and die of old age.
Quietly in the night, he'll die of old age.
So the traumatic event of this family friend betraying him caused Mark to develop a dissociative identity disorder.
Right.
So the first personalities that he developed were Stephen Grant and Jake Lockley.
Does he get to pick the names?
Yeah, he names them as he becomes them.
Could have named it better. You free reign there. I mean,
Jake Lockley. What's wrong with that?
Jake Lockley's okay, but I mean, if you have free reign, you always go to like Ezio Auditore de Firenze, something real cool. Like that's what I'm talking.
Assassin's Creed recently.
I think that's the peak of cool. Ezio Auditore de Firenze.
You can imagine.
Well, okay, Mr. Max Power. You got Max Power there. He's always sitting there.
In his younger years, okay, I need you to be on board for this.
Okay, I'm not on board.
Oh, God.
Go on.
Mark was approached for the first time by the Egyptian deity Koshnu, who claimed to be Mark's ancestor.
Ah, yes. Right. Yeah. That's, as usual, the old classic in the origin superhero story.
Now, here's the thing with Moon Knight, right? Is that he's been written a bunch of different ways. In some, he's just insane. In some, he's actually like a descendant of an Egyptian god, and no one's really quite sure what is actually true. If you get me,
which is more interesting?
See, it used to be the Egyptian god stuff, but now it's the fact that this is all in his head. But it doesn't matter.
I think it's more interesting if he's just crazy.
Yeah, and he gets all these powers just from belief that he has them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's very it's very Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, exactly. Just believe in yourself and you can do anything. It's very Arthur the Aardvark.
Yeah.
So Mark enlisted in the Marines and he served for 3 years. On his second tour in Iraq, his superiors noticed his odd behaviour, and after his past as a schizophrenic was dug up, he was dishonourably discharged. He also punched an officer in the face.
Ah, right, of course.
He later joined the CIA.
For fun? How? Surely they know.
They let anyone in.
They're a very secret, but no, look, honestly, come on in. It's fine.
Come on, lad, come on, you seem nice. So Mark worked with several people who would later interact with Moon Knight, and notably one was his brother, Randall Spector.
Randall
Spector. Yeah.
Right, okay,
Now I know what you're thinking about Randall. He seems like a great guy, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Absolute dick. He killed
I think
Spector's...
Randall...
Oh,
go on.
No, what do you think about Randall?
I was going to say Randall, I think, is Hitler. Or Randall hates Jews.
No, not really.
I thought Randall was going to be like the guy from earlier on, but he was posing as Randall.
As his brother.
Yeah.
Look, it might as well happen, but Randall killed Mark's girlfriend Lisa with a hatchet to keep her from exposing a gun running scheme.
Ah, of course. A nice guy. What I said was mean, but this guy clearly stand up citizen.
He knows what he's about. Mark retaliated with a grenade, and he assumed Randall was dead.
What the fuck? Who are these people? This is a family feud that I want to see.
I would pay-per-view this.
Yeah.
So once Mark left the CIA, he enrolled in illegal fights where he befriended Frenchie Duchamp, and they became soldiers for hire.
Frenchie Duchamp?
Yeah.
Is he French?
I don't think so.
Oh, I forgot.
I think he's an all-American man with a French name.
Literally, a French name. He's called Frenchie.
Yeah.
Frenchie. Oh, that's quite poor. Okay.
Look, they're from a different time.
Yeah, it's a different time.
So this, the reports I read said they became soldiers for hire, but they were essentially mercenaries.
Okay.
So they took on assignments in Africa and South America. Mark Spector went to trial for assassinating the president of, Bosco Verde.
Ah, yes, the classic country.
A South American country. Now,
right.
Here's where things get interesting. So, Spector and Frenchie took on a job in Egypt for Raoul Bushman. And Spector was a mercenary for the money, but Bushman enjoyed plundering and killing.
You mean Frenchie?
No, Bushman.
Oh, okay, I thought they were doing the job for Bushman. Okay, yeah. Bushman is also involved, and he loves
Bushman
plundering.
is also a mercenary, but he's building a crew.
Okay, right.
Sorry,
so what are we? Some sort of plundering squad?
Oh, the plundering pals.
The plundering pals. Will Smith would not sound half as cool saying, what are we, some kind of plundering pals?
He'd still pull it off.
Oh, he would.
So, Bushman killed archaeologist Peter Al-Raoun to find an Egyptian pharaoh's tomb. So, then Mark punched Bushman to protect Arloon's daughter, Marlene.
Oh, for fuck's sake. How many names are there so far?
Too many, but you just need to remember Marlene at the minute.
Okay, so Marlene is... when did this come out? Like the 70s? 60s?
60s, 70s, yeah.
Oh, okay, so she's damsel in distress right now, right? And this guy's punching the guy who's about to attack her.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
he got one good punch in, and
Got
then
one good punch.
Bushman mortally wounded him and left him in the desert.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so, he won.
Is he not... So is he a good mercenary? Because he seems to lose a lot of fights.
he just keeps calling himself a mercenary, but he's never actually done any work.
And Frenchie is just a made-up person that he just carries around with him. It's in his mind.
Yeah, we haven't even addressed the multiple personalities thing yet.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Where was Frenchie in all this, by the way?
Frenchie was kidnapped with Marlene and a villager.
Of course.
By Bushmen. Because they were going to find the secrets of the tomb, right?
Right, yeah. Okay.
Spectre managed to reach the tomb before he died. And he laid beneath an idol of Khonshu from earlier.
Here's one we made earlier. It's the Egyptian god.
Well, I think it's a reasonable backstory.
And look, I think that seems to all fit in like a nice jigsaw piece. Nobody will have any questions after listening to that. It seems all very clear to me. I don't think we need to clear that up at all.
Well, this next sentence should further satisfy you. His spirit had an encounter with Khonshu, who promised to save his life in exchange for his service.
Ah, yes, of course.
Spectre agreed, although he later considered this encounter to be a hallucination.
This is some strong writing. Whoever wrote this, good job.
He started when writing was kind of weak, but he has gotten cool.
Yeah, they just needed the reason to have him there.
Yeah, so they're just like, I don't know, he's in Egypt now. So once he came back to life, he punished Bushman's men, but Bushman himself escaped, never to be seen again.
Betty comes up again.
He's going to pop up in about 4 paragraphs. So deciding to become a crime fighter, Spectre creates a silver-cloaked costume based on the Silver Shroud.
Ooh.
The classic Golden Age comics character.
Okay.
And he becomes Moon Knight, a.k.a. the Fist of Khonshu.
Oh, the Fist of Khonshu.
Yeah.
That is... I think Moon Knight is cooler.
Moon Knight is way cooler.
Also, Moon Knight is a direct plagiarism of Batman the Dark Knight, and I'm not getting into it, but we're going to put that out there now.
Yeah, Moon Knight's thing is that he's Batman but with multiple personality disorder, which we established on Monday is just Batman. But
do you think that Marvel looked at that and the way like you've Deadpool and you've Deathstroke, and so Marvel say took the joke out of Deathstroke. Maybe they were like, well, Batman is just clearly a mental person with multiple personalities. We'll just do that character, but we'll just ham him up a bit. We'll take all of his bad personality traits and put them all into one character.
You're not wrong. And also the Moon Knight costume, it's Snow White, but it's a cape. It's a kind of a cowl. It's you'd be forgiven for thinking it's just another Batman costume.
And his partner Owlboy is just always around them.
There's a really cool thing about Moon Knight in that he says he wears the white so that people see him coming.
Right. So, I didn't actually know he wore white. I assumed he wore black because he's called Moon Knight.
Yeah, that's fair as well. Yeah. But he has this quote and it's like, I want him to see it because then their hands shake so much out of fear that they couldn't shoot the moon.
Jesus Christ. This guy is fucked.
He's totally mental. He's so willing to die. But after his return to the United States, he invested the money he had made as a mercenary and developed a small fortune.
Into what? How do you amass a small fortune as a mercenary? Because I think we've made it very clear he's not a very good mercenary.
No, but he made like €100 one time, and he invested it in Amazon in 1995.
Yeah, I think this Steve Jobs guy is going to go places.
Yeah, he believed in certain plucky young people.
Fuck.
To distance himself from his mercenary past, he created the identity of millionaire entrepreneur Stephen Grant, one of his personalities.
Okay.
And he purchased a spacious estate. But then he was thinking, hey, if I'm this billionaire boy, I won't be able to hear about crime as often. So, to remain in contact with street-level crime, he creates the identity of the taxi cab driver, Jake Lockley.
And he can just, like, create these personalities.
You see, it's weird in that he will behave as different people and then give them a name and then find a use for them.
Right. So then he's just an actor.
He's a very good actor.
He's just he's an actor's actor. He's Jared Leto. Is this Jared Leto?
I was going to say Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, I don't think he's as good as Daniel. I think Jared.
You think full Jared?
I think full Jared. Never go full Jared.
So, there's a thing... Actually, I'll get onto it later because it comes in a bit more later. But Moon Knight... This is just a paragraph I really liked. Moon Knight had reached the big time and encountered supervillains with more frequency. Very early on, he had to face a serial killer dubbed Hatchet Man, who claimed to be his brother Randall.
Of course. Oh, the fucking Hatchet Man. That is... If you were to come up with a murder name and a nickname, Hatchet Man is a good one.
It's pretty good. It strikes fear into hearts.
Bludgeon Boy?
Bludgeon Boy. Gun Guy.
Gun Guy. He just has one gun. He only has 6 bullets.
And he only needs 4. 2 are for himself.
Jesus.
So Spectre underwent a near-death experience, and he found that his brother Randall had survived. And in addition, had been trying to take his place as Khonshu's champion.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
These brothers always competing.
It's almost like he didn't die from that grenade explosion that probably should have killed him. Oh,
it exploded directly next to him.
I feel like if a grenade explodes next to you, you probably should die. I don't care who you are.
but no man deserves that.
No man deserves it. I mean, and so, wait now. Randall now wants his power, but he can't get it unless he dies in a tomb in Egypt.
I know, see, there's other ways. Like, Khonshu, he can like you, and he'll give you some power.
Right, yeah. So, it's set in stone, basically. Like, all the rules are there.
Yeah, it makes sense whenever it happens. But
yeah.
Randall had been calling himself Shadow Knight, which is even closer to Dark Knight.
That's even closer. I feel like they had to get away from that. What's lighter than shadows? The moon.
Oh god, the moon, definitely the moon. So he succeeded in taking Moon Knight's powers temporarily, but with the Punisher's help, Mark Spector defeated Shadow Knight.
Right. Okay.
So basically, he lost his powers. He got his powers back. It's comic book A to Z.
Yeah.
The power levels of his foes kept increasing, so Spectre began to upgrade his equipment. So instead of Kevlar armor, he reinforced it with adamantium, and he has crescent darts. So they're like little scythes, but they're darts.
Right, and do they kill you?
They hurt you a lot. They're like a batarang. Okay.
Right, I would say very similar to a batarang. Is he a killy boy, or is he more like we don't kill anybody?
No. He's morally ambiguous. Like, he'll just do whatever he feels like on the day.
Of course.
For instance, do you remember Bushman, who I mentioned earlier?
I can't remember Bushman. Was Bushman the serial killer?
No, he was
Bushman was the mercenary.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, Moon Knight killed him and cut his face off to ensure he was dead.
That's pretty good. That's pretty strong. If there's ever a way to kill a man, always cut his face off. It's step one. Everyone knows it.
He also started a firm named Spectre Corp.
And what does the firm do? Grenades?
No, well, just some grenades. But
Yeah,
it's
okay.
general R&D, military stuff, things like that. Like
Just
Wayne
vague
Enterprises.
enough. Yeah, just vague enough that he can just steal some of the equipment.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally it.
Okay, fair enough.
But the last bit I want to say about Moon Knight is that they go back and forth on whether he has control over the multiple personalities or he's lost it. Most recently, he hallucinated that he was in an asylum, but then at the end of it all, at the end of the storyline, he acknowledged that no, I am 4 people, but we're all Moon Knight. If that makes sense. So
yeah,
it's
go on.
It's not a weakness, he says. Like, we'll all use our skills to be the best Moon Knight.
He's 4 times the man of any normal man.
Exactly. And he also...
There's an episode of Buffy where she gets infected with a monster, and then it's actually a really good episode. I can't remember what it's called. Season 6, anyway. But it cuts to her in a mental asylum, and like the doctors are like saying, you've been going crazy for the last 5 years or whatever. You think you're surrounded by vampires and monsters. Like, none of that is real. None of that is real. All that is real is like us. And her parents are there who are dead in the show, and they're like, come back to us. Please come back to us. And it's like, it's very similar to that where the whole episode goes through and it cuts back to like the monster world and then like the mental asylum. And the more you hear about the mental asylum, the more like, she could have just gone mental. Like, she could have just gone insane that it doesn't exist. And it makes you believe that, and she starts to believe it. They're like, the only way you can get out of it if you kill your friends in the monster universe. So then she goes evil and tries to kill her friends. So that's the only thing that got into my head when you were like, he's fighting between, is it a good or a bad thing? It's like a very cool, it's a cool thing to look within it, is like, are you the monster, or is it easier to take the easy way out and be like, no, this doesn't exist, I'm in a mental asylum, like, or is it you can go the hard route to be like, okay, I have 4 personalities, I need to work hard to put them together.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because you've hit the nail on the head that it's more difficult for him if he is 4 people, but it's something he feels he has to do. Like, he's lost relationships and everything because they couldn't deal with the lifestyle.
But I think it's more likable as a character. Like, we like him more if he takes the hard road.
Yeah, because he deserves everything he gets then.
Yeah.
So I think that recently in the comics also he's been called Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight.
And he wears a white suit and things like that. He's a lot more like, I don't know, professional, if you get me.
As in, like, when he's superheroing, he's a professional.
Yeah, like, he's changed so much, and every writer writes him different. But he's everything is always changeable with Moon Knight, which I think having a series will benefit from that, if you get me, because they have so much to pull from that they can just create. Like, the one that they create could end up being the definitive version of the character.
Yeah, and we were talking about, if he has multiple personalities, do they do it in like episode chunks where he's one person for 4 episodes, or do you do it in an act within an episode where, like, the first act he's the rich guy, second act he's the taxi guy, and then third act he goes full Moon Knight to fuck boys up?
Yeah, and I have a feeling it'll be that kind of system, and it would work so well.
How long can you keep that up though? How long could you keep that up?
I don't know. See, I think you have to play this show as nearly like a psychological thriller, nearly, where we're not even sure who he is sometimes. Do you know, that kind of a way?
Yeah, like, we should be questioning his motives, but at the same time, like, he should kind of win us back at the end of each episode.
Yeah. I don't think we should fully like him.
Which is hard to do in a series that it's named on him.
Yeah, but look, they did it with Iron Fist. No one liked him.
Nobody did like him, but also nobody watched that season 2.
That's very true. It's very, very true.
Moon Knight,
that's my
Moon Knight
report on
sounds
Moon
pretty.
Knight.
And the serial killer at the very start never came back. Hitler.
Oh, he might have done, but I never...
100% he did. If they keep him alive, if you don't see a body, and even if you see a body, he's still alive. You have to cut a man's face off, otherwise they're coming back. Everyone knows that. So that is going to be it for this week's Hero Zero. That's quite an interesting report, John, in fairness.
Thank you very much. I like
normally you do trash, like, so this stands out. So
I beg to differ.
We joke. We joke. No, not really. Fuck off.
I'm up and down today.
I don't know how to feel. So if you want to support the show, we have a Patreon at Heroes for Hire podcast. If you want to go to that, you don't have to. You get the same amount of episodes every single week, but we would appreciate the support if you want. You could follow us on Twitter at Heroes for Hire Pod. The 4 is the number 4. Facebook and Instagram are Heroes for Hire podcast. Just no 4, it's just Heroes for Hire podcast. And you can listen to us on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast. Leave a like and review. That'd be pretty great. It really helps with like algorithms or something. I don't know how it works. I'm not a science boy. But
then
most
you've lied to
importantly,
me.
I'm sitting here in my science lab coat. Hang on, I just gotta turn off my Bunsen burner here.
No bother, work away.
Small controlled fires. That's where it's at. And most importantly, you just need to tell one human being we exist. That's all we ask. We're getting actually quite high on. We're on for 10,000 downloads in 10 months, people, and that is
good
ludicrous.
God.
It's ludicrous stuff.
So everyone stop downloading right now.
Fucking unfollow us on Twitter and Instagram. Go home.
Go home.
Do something positive with your life. This is pointless.
Jesus. You talking to us?
I feel like I'm a little bit talking to myself.
We should probably leave it there.
Okay. I've been COnor.
I've been Shaun.
I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.